Welcome back, crew, to Boats vs. Haulover, where man and machine take on Mother Nature, typically down at Haulover Inlet, but today we are visiting BOCA just up to the north, and if you can't tell from these images, it is firing down here. It is going to be a rough one for our captains as they step in the ring and try to battle with the inlet. And this will bring us to the first round of our competition, where we're going to feature a scout stepping into the ring to try and do battle with BOCA. Let's roll and see how our captains fare. This crew is starting off with a slow roll approach. Probably not the best plan. Now, don't get me wrong, it's an intimidating day out here at BOCA. We saw lots of people come out, turn around, and head back in. This crew decides to try and go out, but they need to get up on the throttle just a little bit to try and keep this bow up. Now, the scout vessels typically have a ton of flare, but our guy winds up stuffing it anyway, and it's because they were just moving a little bit too slow. I can understand why he got himself in this spot. Again, massive day out here. It's rough. Some people just want to take it cautious and easy, but that doesn't always pay off, and our crew winds up taking a loss for the boats here in the first round. And this will bring us heading toward the second round of our contest with BOCA Inlet up 1-0, and here in the second round we're going to feature a Mako trying to return back into BOCA. And this really is one of the more dangerous situations in boating. If you've never experienced this, trying to come back into a firing inlet with a heavy following sea, it can be a very nerve-wracking thing, because the waves will catch up behind you and you will temporarily lose control of the boat if you're not cautious about how you actually approach this. Our guy's taking the correct approach, trying to stay posted up on the back of a wave and trying to make sure that the wave behind him doesn't catch up to him. See, here you'll see him accelerate to try and prevent that from happening. And fortunately for our crew, they're going to safely make it back into BOCA and take a win for the boats here in the second round. And that'll bring us to the third round of our competition, tied at 1 apiece. And here in the third round, we're going to feature a cobia stepping in the ring to try and do battle. And once again, our crew's going to fight a heavy following sea as they try and make their way back into the inlet. Here we can see they're trying to set it up. They're going to come down as far as they can to try and give themselves the straightest shot at coming back into the inlet. But here we go, they're going to have to watch their timing and they miss it. The wave behind them catches them, and exactly what we talked about in the last round, they wind up losing control, and it can be a dangerous spot when that happens. Fortunately, they didn't lose control so bad they lost it all and didn't get pushed into the wave in front of them, because that's where the dangerous situations can occur, and they're able to recover and make it in. But still, it was a close call. Here you can see Captain starts to lose it right here, and he winds up scrambling and getting the vessel back under control. But in this one, I'm going to have to give BOCA the win, as BOCA took control for a few moments, and that's enough to scare anybody, and BOCA will take the win in this round. And that's going to bring us into the fourth round of our contest with BOCA Inlet up 2-1. The boat's got to make a comeback, and here in the fourth round, to try and make that comeback, we're going to feature a Dusky stepping in the ring to try and do battle with BOCA. And man, I gotta give my captain props here. It is an absolutely firing day, and he wisely has decided to go ahead and don his life jacket as he's going out. Smart move, especially being on the boat by himself. This at least gives him a fighting shot if something does go wrong. But our captain doesn't have an issue making it out of the inlet. Life jacket, good outing. We're gonna go ahead and give this guy the win, and the boats will take the win in the fourth round. And that will bring us to the fifth and final round of our competition, tied at 2 apiece, and the boats are going to throw a Nortec at us here in the fifth round to see if the boats can pull off the win. And our crew is making their way out, kind of slow rolling it. This boat likes to go fast, and this is definitely not the pace I think this boat should be taking on a day like today. And that is exactly why. They wind up stuffing it hard. The boat just wasn't quite up on plane, they didn't have the bow trim quite high enough, and BOCA throws a haymaker at it, and they wind up stuffing it, and here's a second stuffing just to cap it all off. This crew winds up having just a rough go of it as they try and make it out of BOCA Inlet. This boat's got all the horsepower it needs and all the tools to get the job done, but they just came out a little bit too slow and definitely wind up paying the price with the free BOCA decorants. But unfortunately for this crew, that means the boats are going to take a loss here in the fifth round, and the boats are going to take a loss in this episode. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Boats vs. Haulover. If you did, please check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who does a bunch of great things down at the inlets. My channel, Broncos Guru, do some great comedy boating videos there as well. And of course, we got the Miami Boat Ramps channel that features all the hilarity that happens at the boat ramps in South Florida. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.